Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is my accountability tracker where I like to publicly but anonymously hold myself accountable to all the different random goals that I have for myself. This is like my fourth attempt at trying to film this video because I messed up the audio. I did the entire video and I found out that my microphone, which is attached to my headphones, was behind my hoodie the entire time, so it was just fuzzy, couldn't hear a thing. Anyway, today's video is my Transfer Tuesday. It is the second one of February, and for those of you who are not familiar, Transfer Tuesday is the day of the week where I and quite a few other people on YouTube like to do some sort of transfer toward our financial goals to feel like we have some sort of momentum. And especially for me, who's paid, once a month. I don't know if you would know that actually, but I'm only paid once a month. It's really not motivating to only have money to invest or save once a month, and it's really nice to do something once a week. And so that's like I force myself to do something every week, even if it's $1. This week I'm actually really blessed, and I can say it's not just $1 that I'm saving or investing, but you'll see. So my penny challenge, which I'm writing about right now, is toward my emergency fund. If you're not familiar with the penny challenge, it's basically you save 1 cent per day of the year. And so January 1st would correspond to 1 penny, January 2nd would be 2 pennies, January 31st would be 31 pennies. And on a leap year, the last day of the year is December 31st, which would be $3.66. And so if you add all that up, it's like $667, I think. And because I don't really budget toward my emergency fund right now, because I'm focused on my Roth IRA, this is just a nice way to feel like I'm contributing toward any potential emergencies that could happen, which makes me feel very secure. So as you see right now, I'm writing out my budgeted amounts of how much I had left over after my penny challenge contribution last week, and if you want to see how those numbers came to be, feel free to watch my first Transfer Tuesday video, which should pop up at the end of this one, I'm sure. And I had about $148 budgeted to spend for the second week of February, which is now over. So for my groceries, I spent $110, which was under budget, which is always nice. For coffee shops, I was a little over budget, but not by too much. And I'll actually talk about how I'm going to increase my coffee budget moving forward, because whenever I go to a coffee shop, I spend $6. I don't spend $5 or under. I spent $18.70 at restaurants and $1.99 for miscellaneous expenses, which meant that my total expenses were $137, which was more than $10 in a budget, which is really nice. And so what I like to do when I am under budget on my expenses for the week is I like to reallocate that toward my penny savings challenge as well. So at the beginning of the week, I already take some money off the top toward my penny savings challenge, and those numbers are just randomly selected from literally a Google number generator between 1 and 366. And then I also, as you'll see here, I take the $10.81 or whatever amount I have remaining for the week, and I just find the largest numbers I still haven't completed on the penny savings challenge, and I just knock them out. So for this week, it would be $3.63, $3.62, and then $3.56, which correspond to a couple of days in the end of December. So now to figure out how much money I'm going to give toward my penny savings challenge for my week 3 spending categories, I guess outside of the video, on my computer, I also Google random numbers between 1 and 366, and I take those off of my 4 different spending categories. So typically I spend $125 on groceries, $5 on coffee shops, $25 on restaurants, and then $20 on miscellaneous expenses. However, for the month of February, because I had a really big expense at the beginning of the month for school, I took that out of my miscellaneous category, so I actually only have about $6 a week for miscellaneous, which is fine because the goal is to not need a miscellaneous category, I think. I just use it as a buffer, basically. But also, I'm consistently under budget for groceries. So I'm going to take $5 for my groceries, and I'm going to allocate it toward my coffee shops, because I don't like being over budget in any category for sure. So for my random number generator, I like to draw 4 different numbers for groceries because it's the biggest budget, and then 1 for the other 3. So I have 7 drawings in total. And so for groceries, I end up taking $7.48 from the top. And then we'll see how much we take for coffee shops and the rest. And I realize now I forgot to add colons. But yeah, so for coffee shops, I'm taking 30 cents off the top. For restaurants, I'm taking 48 cents off the top. And for miscellaneous expenses, I'm taking 37 cents off the top, for a total of $8.63 going toward my emergency fund. And so now, looking at what we have left, I have $112 for groceries, $9.70 for coffee shops, $24.52 for restaurants, and like $6.22 for my miscellaneous category. Which means that I have sorry, I'm like definitely losing my voice right now. Which means I have $152.96 to spend for this week. Honestly, that seems like a lot. I don't have that much I need to buy, so it's quite possible I'll save more than penny saving stuff, but we'll see. So the other part of this video and my Transmit Tuesday is actually me discussing what I put toward my Roth IRA, which is my sort of main financial goal, honestly, throughout the year. So each month, out of my paycheck, I actually send just a big chunk of money toward my Roth IRA, but then also I budget some money to invest every single week on Transfer Tuesday. Even though I could do it in one lump sum at the beginning of the month for sure, I still like to do a little bit here and there, and it's actually not that small at all. And then also I have a bunch of credit cards actually. I don't carry a balance on any of them. They all give me some sort of cash back or airline miles or something like that, and I redeem all the cash back pretty regularly and just save or invest the difference. And for this week, I scheduled $25 to be sent to my Roth IRA for my paycheck. I was also able to make for my Capital One Saver One card $15.06 just this week alone. For Chase, I had $12 exactly, and that was from a Target promotion. And then for Wells Fargo, I had $6.37 for a grand total of $108.43 sent to my Roth IRA. And also, just real quickly, the thing about the Chase cashback was super cool because I don't really go to Target like that. And they were like, hey, if you spend $120 at Target, we'll give you 10% cash back up to $12. I'm like, okay. So I literally bought a $100 Target gift card that I'm now using for the rest of my groceries for the month. And then I bought $20 of groceries. And they gave me $12 within a week. That was great. But so, yeah, here my total transferred, including my emergency fund and my Roth IRA, is $127, which with about 20-ish or so dollars going toward my emergency fund. And then I have a little smiley face for dramatic effect, I guess. So we are now at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you made it this far. I definitely just read that verbatim, but also, truly, thank you for making it this far. Making videos is weird. The attention economy is wild. Trying to keep people's attention all the way to the end of a video is kind of non-existent at this point, especially with younger and younger generations. And I say this as someone who is a part of the younger generation. Before any of you Gen Z folk get mad at me, I'm also Gen Z. But yeah, I greatly appreciate you sticking around this long. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, critiques, anything besides basically hate comments, feel free to comment them below. I would love to answer your questions. Also, if you like what you hear, but you realize you're not subscribed, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'm not forcing you to do anything, but it'd be cool to keep you around. I think as of right now, I'm at 48 subscribers, which is kind of nice because I didn't have 48 subscribers in the past, and now I do. And ideally, I'll have even more people. And from there, I will start getting more and more engagement and having people, keep invested in keeping me accountable to the things that I'm trying to be accountable to. I realize all my videos so far since I came back to YouTube have really just been about finances, and that is certainly something that I want to stay accountable to with regard to goals and all that stuff. But I also have professional goals that I want to hit. For those of you who don't know, I'm in a PhD program. I'm on the second half of it, let's say. I can see the ending in a year and a half, but I can see the ending. But I have to be really efficient. And likewise, I have some personal goals as well, mainly having to do with personal fitness and personal health. And all those are going to be things that I document and explain much more eloquently than I just did in future videos that'll hopefully come out this weekend if I get my act together. But worst case scenario, the next video you'll see is probably going to be next week's Transfer Tuesday, although it would be really nice, and I'm going to make it a goal for this week to put something out maybe on Saturday or so. So let's do that unofficially. I'm really bad at this whole accountability thing, aren't I? You're now seeing why I made the channel now, right? But anyway, thank you so much for sticking around. I hope that you are able to follow along my journey, and I hope you like what you just watched and or listened to, because I realized visually it's not the most involved. I do kind of bank on the fact that people just listen to what I have to say, but regardless, I hope you enjoyed it at the very least, and I look forward to seeing you back here either this weekend, next week, whenever I post my next video, which will be soon. So, thank you. See you soon.